Baby, this is my last decision. Listen before leaving. Watch this first. I stayed quiet for too long, swallowed every pain, smiled through storms. I gave chances without counting, loved without limits, bled without witnesses. You saw laughter, never saw scars, heard my jokes, missed my silence. Every night, alone, I questioned myself. Was I enough or just convenient? I fixed problems you created daily, protected your name, lost my dignity. I fought everyone just for you, argued with family, betrayed my peace. I believed promises, painted by words, built castles hoping on shaking sand. You said forever, like a habit, not like a vow, not like truth. I waited patiently, through cold replies, through broken plans, through empty apologies. I ignored red flags, called them love, called them misunderstanding, called them patience. I learned endurance instead of boundaries, confused sacrifice with real devotion. People warned me, I defended you. They saw clearly. I chose blindness. I loved potential, not your actions. Imagined change, excused repeated damage. I lost myself, trying to save someone comfortable, watching me drown. My smile faded, my voice weakened, my confidence shattered, my heart exhausted. Still I stayed, still I hoped, still I believed, still I broke, because loving you felt like purpose, felt like destiny, felt like home. But home shouldn't feel like war, love shouldn't feel like survival. I woke crying, slept exhausted, lived confused, aged emotionally. I questioned worth based on attention, measured value through your moods. That was wrong. I see now. Love isn't begging. Love isn't proving. Love feels safe. Love feels steady. Love feels it's mutual. Love feels kind. What we had was attachment, fear of loneliness, fear of letting go. I mistook chaos for passion, mistook pain for depth. I thought suffering meant commitment, thought tears meant something meaningful, but pain teaches when love doesn't. And I learned the hardest way. I learned silence can be loud, absence can scream, truth hurts less. I learned walking away is strength, choosing myself is not selfish. I learned closure doesn't need permission, healing doesn't wait for apologies. I learned self-respect changes everything. Standards rise, clarity follows. This decision hurts, but staying hurts more than leaving, more than letting go. I'm choosing peace over anxiety, choosing growth over familiar pain. I'm choosing sleep without overthinking, days without checking, nights without tears. I'm choosing myself after losing myself for someone who never noticed. This is goodbye, not out of anger, but understanding, but acceptance. I forgive you, not to return, but to release what chained me. I forgive myself for staying long, for loving deeply, for hoping endlessly. You were a lesson, not a destination. A chapter closed, a wound healing. Don't call later when silence speaks. Don't promise change when it's too late. This decision stands without discussion, without negotiation, without guilt. I wish you peace, just not with me. I wish you growth, just not mine. Baby, understand this. I loved honestly. I tried sincerely. I stayed faithfully. But love without respect is slow destruction, and I choose to survive. This is my end, and my beginning, my boundary drawn, my power reclaimed. Watch this fully, feel this truth, remember this moment, because I'm done this fully. If you stayed till now listening, then you know this is serious. This part begins where strength forms, after tears dry, after truth settles. I'm not angry, not screaming now, just painfully calm, dangerously clear. Silence changed me. Reflection shaped me. Loneliness taught me what love isn't. I replayed memories without excuses now. Saw patterns clearly. Saw myself shrinking. I saw moments where I begged for basic respect. Called it compromise. I saw messages left unseen. Calls unanswered. Nights unanswered. I saw myself making space while you occupied. Without gratitude, I normalized neglect, romanticized struggle, called inconsistency, a rough phase. I waited growth, you waited convenience. I planned futures, you avoided effort. I carried emotions, you avoided talks. I fixed issues, you escaped accountability. I loved loudly, you loved safely. I risked heartbreak, you risked nothing. That imbalance slowly kills souls, quietly drains hope, politely destroys self. No villain needed, no betrayal story, just constant disregard, slow emotional erosion. I felt replaceable while treating you like irreplaceable. That realization burns. I questioned daily why I wasn't chosen while choosing you. Every single time I changed schedules, you changed moods. I adjusted priorities, you adjusted excuses. I shrank dreams to fit you. You never expanded to include me. That's when clarity hit like lightning, not dramatic loud, but deeply final. I realized love shouldn't feel optional, shouldn't feel uncertain, shouldn't feel conditional. I deserve consistency, not confusion cycles. Effort reciprocated, present, intentional. I deserve messages without reminders, time without begging, care without conditions. I deserve someone who listens fully, who stays curious, who chooses daily, not half love, not spare time, not emotional leftovers, not temporary attention. So I stopped explaining, stopped justifying pain, stopped convincing myself this was normal. I let silence do its work, watched detachment grow, watched clarity bloom. Detachment hurts first, then heals forever, cuts emotional cords, restores self-respect. I stopped checking if you cared, started checking if I did, and I did. I cared deeply about my peace, about my sanity. I chose boundaries over familiarity, chose unknown paths over familiar wounds. Walking away trembled, my hands shook, but heart whispered, this is right. Strength isn't loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's leaving without explanations. You may not understand, and that's okay. Closure isn't mutual. Healing isn't shared. I don't hate you. I simply outgrew the version of me who accepted less. I forgive patterns. I forgive neglect, but I don't repeat what broke me. This goodbye isn't impulsive. It's overdue, long overdue. I stayed hoping you'd notice loss, but people notice only after absence, and by then I will be gone, emotionally unavailable, mentally detached, not to punish, not to prove, but to protect what remains inside. I'm rebuilding slowly, with honesty now, with higher standards, with open eyes. I'm learning joy without anxiety, love without fear, connection without chaos. I'm choosing myself every morning now, choosing peace every single night. If you watch this till the end, know this clearly. This is F, not dramatic, final, not revenge final, but self-respect final, healing final. This decision saved my soul, restored my worth, reclaimed my voice. Baby, understand this. I didn't quit easily. I stayed past limits. I love sincerely, but love requires two willing hearts, two consistent efforts, two present minds. One-sided love is self-harm, and I choose to stop bleeding. So this ends here. No more what-ifs, no more waiting, no more hoping, just acceptance now, just forward movement, just quiet strength, just peace. Watch this fully, feel this ending, remember this lesson, because I chose myself. If you reached this final part, then understand something. This wasn't sudden. This ending was written slowly, through ignored tears, through unseen efforts. I didn't wake one random day, deciding to leave without feeling anything. I died gradually inside this love, piece by piece, moment by moment. Every disappointment took something away. Every excuse stole more hope. I became quieter, not because peace, but because words lost their value. I stopped explaining how you hurt me, because repeating pain felt humiliating. I stopped expecting basic kindness, because expecting less hurt slightly less. That's dangerous territory when heartbreak feels safer than hope, safer than trust. I smiled publicly, collapsed privately, kept functioning somehow, while breaking silently. People thought strength, but it was survival, not bravery, just endurance. I normalized emptiness, called it maturity, called it patience, called it loyalty. But loyalty without respect is emotional imprisonment, and I was trapped by my own heart. I stayed because I remembered beginnings, how you once cared, how I once mattered. I stayed because I loved memories more than reality, more than truth. I stayed because I feared endings, feared loneliness, feared starting again. But fear kept me where love couldn't, and that realization changed everything. I asked myself hard questions finally, questions I avoided for too long. Why was I always understanding while feeling misunderstood, always forgiving alone? Why was effort my responsibility while comfort was your reward? Why did I feel anxious loving, feel relief imagining life without you? That answer hurt more than goodbye, and it was clear, painfully clear. Love shouldn't make you smaller, shouldn't silence needs, shouldn't erase identity. Love expands you, protects softness, encourages growth, offers emotional safety. What we had was emotional labor, performed by me, consumed by you. I poured endlessly, you sipped casually, never refilling, never asking depth. I became optional in my own relationship while treating you like priority always. That imbalance broke my spirit, not loudly, dramatically, but slowly, completely. I mourned us while still staying, grieved endings before they happened. So when I leave, understand this truth. I already left long before today. I detached quietly while still smiling, prepared myself emotionally for this moment. This decision wasn't emotional impulse, it was emotional exhaustion. After years trying, I reached limits I never imagined and once crossed. There's no return, I can't unsee. What I finally saw, can't unlearn. Self-worth lessons, I can't pretend I'm okay anymore. Can't fake peace to keep you comfortable. I choose discomfort of growth now over comfort of emotional neglect. I choose loneliness over feeling alone beside someone who isn't present. I choose honesty over pretending happiness, clarity over confusion, peace over chaos. This goodbye is self-preservation, not punishment, not revenge. I don't leave to hurt you. I leave because